What is up, guys? My name is Ronnie and I does makeup. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of a project pan update and talking way too much. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing, stick around. What is my intro? Why can't I remember right now? First things first, we're going to be going over what I bought this month, and I was a really good girl this month. So I mean, I say that to say that I bought 5 of the Fenty Beauty, what are these? Oh my god, the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP pencils. I think that these are being discontinued because they only had 3 shades on Sephora and they were half off. And these are my favorite brow pencil. So I bought enough to last me a couple months. All right, next up, and I can hear the booze coming already, I bought the Pat McGrath, if it'll open, Mothership XI palette. I have really fallen in love with Pat McGrath's formula, and this is such a gorgeous, stunning palette. I just had to. So please don't bully me because I'm gonna let you know that I'm also going to be buying the Natasha Denona tan palette whenever it releases because that is also stunning and gorgeous. I put Empties in the script, but I didn't bring them in here. What the heck, me? Moving on to Empties. I did a pretty good job with Empties. I have 4, so that's about, 1 a week. First up is Tend Skin. It is a liquid exfoliator. This is great. Whenever I'm waxed, whenever I have hair removal done of any shape and kind, I am prone to ingrowns. This is very alcohol based, so you're definitely gonna have to use like an oil or a lotion of some sort to get that skin hydration back, or to get that hydration back in your skin. Why am I talking in broken English? Next up is the Sol de Janeiro body oil. I love this. It smells so good. It really hydrates everything, especially for like a nice warm summer glow. I'm gonna be honest, I have repurchased it, but I'm not using it yet. I lost a lot of weight in the span of about 2 years. I lost about 65 pounds, and some of areas of my skin need a little help, so I'm trying a new Dermalogica serum. I might post photos if I'm not self-conscious, but I want to give that a shot and then I'll keep up with this to maintain. Next is the INKEY List Glycolic Stick, or Glycolic Acid Exfoliating Body Stick. I hate this. However, I bought it in bulk because it was on sale and I was told that it would work. However, I have used literally 5 of these and I don't see any changes to my strawberry skin on my arms or my legs, so until I use all of these up, I'm just gonna have to keep doing what I do. So yeah, 0 to 10, don't recommend. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. I've seen no changes. If I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. And finally, I have the Crepe neck serum. I got this half off on 21 Days of Beauty forever ago, and I think it's done a pretty good job of like my tech necklines. However, once again, weight loss. I kind of have a little bit of like a Donald Trump turkey neck going on up here that I want gone. So it's all right. I haven't seen too much of an issue with this, but if you have any like holy grail products for skin tightening, anti-aging, something to help out with this department, I will gladly take it. Otherwise, it's just kind of a super thick and creamy moisturizer, and I'll probably just stick to using my nighttime face cream on my neck. All right, next is my project pan update, which I'm super excited for. There's been a bit of progress. I was going to put photos whenever I did my eye makeup. However, obviously, I used shades that I'm not project panning in my eye makeup, spoiler alert. So I'll put, progress photos here or wherever I normally put things. However, first up is panned. I have panned 1 eyeshadow, and I'm kind of excited about it. It was Lavender by the Amy Loves and Adept Cosmetics collaboration palette. I love this shade. It's super buttery, super creamy. It kind of got everywhere with the way that I would apply it, but I blame myself because I know that it's definitely better if you pat it in with a finger, but I hate things touching my hands. So I used a brush and it got all over my face, and that's on me, honestly. However, I love that shade. It is stunning. I kind of want to do a comparison between that shade and Lucid Lavender from Touch of Glam. If it's like ethically good to do to someone who I consider a friend, I don't know. That's just kind of something that's up in the air. Or maybe just comparing all of my lavender iridescent hollow shades. That might be a better way of going about it. But yeah, it was a great shade. A little crumbly, but that's because of how I apply it. And yeah, I I really recommend that palette. Oh, I completely forgot. I also switched that out for Oogie Boogie. I switched it out for Rose Gold number 5 for my Pat McGrath Mothership V palette. The category that it's in is Oogie Boogie, which is something that you're scared to pan. You know, Oogie Boogie, Nightmare Before Christmas, ooh ah. Because it is such a high brand, high end and expensive palette, I am kind of scared to pan anything, but I need to use it. And I kind of like that I'm using 2 shades in the same palette now. So there we go. That I threw it into a random number generator, so it was completely random. Maybe I should add that to these videos. I don't know. Super excited for this month of looks. All right, now what am I still working on? Well, I'm still working on 4 other shades, one of which being Extreme Aubergine from my Pat McGrath Sublime 5 palette, or Mothership 5 palette. Pat McGrath Mothership 5 palette. Why am I doing this? Why am I like this video? This is interesting. I use this every single time I darken my outer corner and maybe a little bit in my crease. So I have a sizable dip in it. I'm definitely gonna need a couple more months just because it's, you know, it's a sturdy matte shade. You don't use that much of it and it's not super crumbly, or they shouldn't be super crumbly like an eyeshadow where you put all over your lid. So yeah, it's just gonna take me a minute. And then I'm still working on Iced Out for my Precious Metals Colourpop palette. It's the same, but different from Extreme Aubergine, where I'm really just using it in my inner corner. Like you can see here, it's just a very stark white shade, so I'm uncomfortable putting it in my brow bone or all over my lid. Maybe I can try and play around with some things, but for right now, I've just been using it in my inner corner, so it has an okay dip, but if I keep using it the way I use it, it's gonna take me a couple months to pan. Next is Hannibal Bates for my Adept Cosmetics Aero palette, and I'm gonna say this right now, I should have chosen a pastel pink to pan. That way I could have also used it as a blush or something, because using this pastel blue is difficult when in my line of work, I need to have, you know, I need to be natural girly. I have used it a couple of times. I think I've used it 3 times, including today. It's just, I don't want to just like put it on just to put it on and then immediately cover it up with a matte transition tone, because then what's the point? I'm not using the eyeshadow for like its intended purpose of being a pop of blue on my eyelid. I'm using it to pan it, which I feel kind of goes against the whole purpose of this. Wanting to, you know, use my things that I bought this palette for a reason. I thought it was beautiful and stunning, so I'm gonna use the beautiful and stunning things all over my eye. So today I did use it in my, to blend out. I'm thinking I could maybe mix it, because blending it out with Extreme Aubergine and mixing the 2 together, it isn't too bad. So I'm not as intimidated, but we'll have to see. Obviously I went in with a full green blue eyeshadow, you know, ensemble, so you can't see how kind of subtle that blue can be when mixed with the purple. We're working on her. We're working on Hannibal Bates. Finally is Too Much from the Colourpop Precious Metals palette, and it's a blending shade. I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot that I was panning this, so I always start with my outer corner color and then I'll just go in with the crease. And I would accidentally just go in with the crease shade from the Pat McGrath palette that I get my outer corner shade from. So it hasn't gotten that much love. I was going through today, I was like, oh right, I am panning that. So I am gonna be more mindful of that. So she's seen a little bit of use, but she's also a blending shade. I use her with like a big fluffy brush. I feel personally that shimmers are easier to pan because I can really concentrate on like, oh, I'm gonna go in from like the middle and like dig in there and then put it all over, as opposed to if I use, you know, a fluffy brush, or a little bit over a large area gets put on the brush, as opposed to if I use, you know, a pencil brush for a shimmer, a lot from a little area gets put on the brush. So we'll see how long this takes me now that I'm remembering to pan it. I think we're gonna see a lot more use this month. All right, that is kind of my what I bought Empties Project Pan update. However, if you want to see how I got this stunning and beautiful eyeshadow look, keep on watching. Hello! I'm gonna do another look using items in my project pan, even though I've only panned one thing. I also just wanted an excuse to show off my new setup, which now that I'm looking at it in the camera, I see how kind of lopsided it is. It's fine. It's not gonna bother me. It is gonna bother me, but it's fine. All right, so first I'm doing what I always do, going in with Extreme Aubergine in my outer corner. I want to apologize for the space in between videos. I came back and I totally thought that I was gonna do, you know, at least one video a week, and I had pre-filmed one, or I pre-filmed two actually, and then my second video didn't come out until about 3 weeks after I released my first. I got hurt, and it like sucked to sit down and film, it sucked to sit down and edit, so I just kind of, for lack of a better word, sat on it and didn't really do anything. So now I'm really happy to get back into it. Back into it when I hurt my back. And yeah, I was scripting like tons of ideas, just laying out on the couch on my iPad, but I couldn't, you know, do anything with them. So, all right. I don't know if I will have left like progress photos in the beginning part of this video or in this part of this video, but progress photo if I haven't shown it already. Pretty okay dip. I'm using the middle of it. I was always told that in order to like really pan shadows, you want to use like the sides or the edge. Now the best way to pan eyeshadow is to do it up against the side, but I'm trying not to cheat too much, especially since like a deep outer corner shade is such low-hanging fruit. All right, I'm gonna pray that this is a good idea, but I'm gonna take a little bit of Hannibal Bates. Now this one, I am panning the corner. Because yeah, I should have chosen a pastel pink from another shade, from another palette. That way I could have like cheated and used it as blush. But I'm gonna try and blend that out with this and see how that looks. You can kind of, it's really light, it's really minty. Do I like this or do I hate it? Do I like it or do I hate it? I don't exactly know. I have put that mint green all over my eyes. I'm actually gonna go back in with aubergine to re-deepen. Honestly, I'm just kind of praying that this wasn't a mistake. I think that helped. Maybe I'm just delusional. It's fine. What I do know, however, is that I will be going in with some shades that are not in the project pan, and that is fine. Going in with Jason Brodeur. It's a stunning green, purple, blue trichrome. Just kind of planting that in the middle. Oh wow, okay. I have kind of a plan. Who knows if it'll, you know, turn out any good. Same on the other side. That shade got a little crazy. Taking some more Hannibal Bates to just very, very lightly. All right, I'm gonna take Nelson Ravitch. Oh, that's super crumbly. Okay, but it's really pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that J Bro shade. Marry the two. This is intense. I feel like a peacock. I feel weird like wearing a nude right now. Maybe that's the best thing for me. Okay, now obviously I only use like 2 shades out of my project pan. Well, I do have to do inner corner. I'll use 3 shades out of my project pan. I have quite literally no idea how I'm going to do my under eyes or try and make my face makeup work with this, but it'll be okay. I'm gonna put on some lashes, lips, do what I need to do, and then I will be right back. I'm back, and this is the final look. Was I intending on going kind of blue-green? No, but that's the point of this project pan, is to use what we have. And so I'm really happy that I used, you know, 3 out of my 5 shades. But I also am happy to have experimented with some of these gorgeous Adept Cosmetics shimmers. So yeah. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you want to see next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!